welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
It is arguably the biggest game on planet Earth. And now this grand game enters its 6th decade. We welcome you to Santa Clara and Levi's Stadium for Super Bowl 60. Tonight, settle in. We've got a good one coming your way. It's the AFC champion, Indianapolis Colts, and the champions of the NFC, the Chicago Bears. Around the globe, wherever you are, welcome to America's Great Sports Day. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, Super Bowl Sunday. Great to share it with you one more time, Greg. What a 2025 season, all the twists, all the turns, and it all culminates tonight here in Santa Clara.
And I think this is a matchup, Mike, that I don't know how many people had on their card just even a couple weeks ago, but you look at the rosters, both sides of the ball, very well balanced, very well coached. So I think the biggest thing each team told us all week was, let's just handle the emotions of the pregame. Let's handle all of the lead up, because once that ball's kicked off, let's just rely on what's gotten us here. And I think we're in for a treat.
After all the hype, it's finally time for football. It's Super Bowl Sunday. And off we go on EA Sports. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Colts offense going to take the field here for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
And we all know how talented this guy is, Mike, right? From the physical sense, that's obvious. But what really separates him, and it really came through when we had a chance to talk to him this week, is really his ability to operate from the neck up. His processing speed, his decision-making. It seems like he's always one step ahead of the defense. And when he's on, he's proven to be really hard to beat.
To the air right away is Madden. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Trying to get the running back here going early on the first play, Mike. But what that does is it opens things up for the rest of the passing game as the game unfolds. Show this defense our running back is not an afterthought. He is a priority to our passing attack.
No dice there. He is met and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
In danger of an opening 3 and out, they face 3rd and 10. Throwing now, Manning. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. A gain there of 15. That's good for a Colts first down.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
To the ground, a first down run. And a good one here on the ground across midfield. Let's give him 9 for the carry.
And the running back's going to get all the stats and all the glory, but make no mistake about it, Mike, that was a great team effort on that run play. Everyone executing their blocking assignments to perfection. He's able to pick up a nice gain and fresh set of downs.
They'll get creative here on the jet sweep. And that'll give them a first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
So when they build these opening scripts, the idea is you want to throw as much variety into the play calling as humanly possible. One, you want to undress the defense. You want to see, okay, what did they work on all week? How do they align to different formations and motions and different plays? And then you also are trying to set up things off of those plays as the rest of the game unfolds.
That's a nice job keeping his balance in these conditions. A gain of about 5. From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and 5. They'll run. It's the former LSU Tiger. And he's able to sidestep his way forward and pick up 4. Play 8 of the opening drive coming up, and now they face 3rd down. It's the quarterback with the sneak, and he's going to be close to that 1st down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a 1st down.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short. Gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain. From the 31, here's 2nd and 9. Now this time they'll look to throw. He'll go underneath here, the running back out of the backfield. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
They were able to complete this pass, but how often do we see these running backs run these angle routes and they catch it in stride and run a hole through the defense? So, I know the defense gave up some yards here, but it could have been a lot worse.
They'll try to pick this one up on the ground. It's a pickup of 12. 1st down, Indianapolis.
There's a big conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always thought it comes down to being good at 3 situations. Can you run the ball in the 4th quarter with a lead? How well can you run the ball on the goal line? And then in this case, how well can you run the ball in short yardage situations?
And a nice run there on 1st down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2. Now they'll set up to throw. The blitz overwhelms the offensive line, and down he goes.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive, and what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
On 3rd down, it's Manning. That one is caught beyond the pylon. Touchdown, Indy. The first touchdown of Super Bowl 60.
You know, it's funny, Mike. I think in conditions like this, when you play games in these elements, everyone assumes it puts a lot of pressure on the offense, and it's actually the contrary. The offense knows where they're going. They can collect their feet. They can collect their way. But it's the defense that is more of a reactive state, and those are the guys that have a hard time keeping their footing. You see them slipping and falling. So early offensive success doesn't really surprise me, and now they have the ability to play from a lead.
Extra point try forthcoming. No problem with the footing. The kick is good. And the Colts are off and running here in the Super Bowl. They lead 7-0. Nothing is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This taken at the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here's the Chicago offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the quarterback now in his 4th NFL campaign.
I think when you break down this game, Mike, I think it's really quite simple. I think it really comes down to the age-old, hey, be balanced on offense. Can their passing attack and rushing attack complement each other? Because what that does is it makes the defense defend the entire field. And then the #1 goal of every team, every week in the NFL, no self-inflicted negatives. That's tackles for loss, sacks, and then, of course, the most important one, don't turn the ball over. And the defender does such a good job, Mike, not only putting himself in position to make the play, but how often do we see guys that are there and they just can't quite make it? In this case, he's there, knocks the ball down, really nice play.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
When done correctly, Mike, this is just such a high percentage call. It's kind of hard to choose another play off your call sheet. It's impossible to defend. You can know it's coming, stack the box, whatever you want to do. But most of the time, they'll just drive forward and pick up the first down.
And he gets this up close to the 40. That's the former #1 overall pick, Trayvon Walker, there to make the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Second down, they need 7. Back to throw. Going for it all. That's caught. And he will go all the way. Touchdown Bears. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Now the try here for the point after. Through the rain, the kick is good. And the Bears come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. They'll return this from the 10. And he brings this back all the way to midfield. The Colts offense ready to possess the football for the second time. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a first down. The middle they go. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Looked like that might have been a RPO, a run-pass option. The quarterback has the ability to put the ball in the belly of the running back or pull it on the pass. Looked like we might have been better off pulling that one because he handed it off, and there was nowhere for that running back to go.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Here's Manning. over the middle. It's Harrison. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. 14 yards on that pass play there. That's good for a Colts first down.
So think back to earlier in the week, Mike, and they told us they want to get him going here early and often. So I'd expect plenty of passes to head his way as this game unfolds.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. And he'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards. From the 35, here's 2nd and 8. Back to the ground, he'll get it again. And they'll finally run him down, but not before he takes it inside the 15. They get 21 on that one. 1st down, Indianapolis.
We had a feeling coming into the game that they were going to get this guy plenty of touches, and you can see from this early success why. The defense is going to have to make some adjustments here because they have had no answers thus far.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. They bring the tight end in motion. They'll stay on the ground. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. Back to throw is Manning. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
The threat of making a poor decision and throwing a pick is always in the back of your mind, and while you can't play scared, you do have to play smart. If you can't find an open target, throw the ball away, live for the next down.
3rd, they need 8. He'll drop to throw. Quick throw, taken in, and he's close to the goal line. Won't have the touchdown, but he does pick it up on 3rd down.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the 1st down anyway.
Here's a run. Good blocking, and he's in. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score, and Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike, and it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
An extra point attempt to follow. He gets it to go, and the Colts will move out to a 14-7 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. On play action, he'll set up to throw. That'll be swung out wide to Jones. And he will be out of bounds downs on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. Bears in possession, here to start the second quarter. And they've got it 2nd and 1 coming up. On the give, it's Jones. And he will have the first down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chain.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run game. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities.
And now he loses the football. And he rumbles his way into the end zone. The fumble recovery and the great return for the touchdown. Greg, what a terrible play for the offense. You're trying to gain some momentum. Here you not only lose the handle of the ball, you hand the defense 6 points.
And Mike, how often do we see that when a player loses the ball, his confidence is not far behind? And I think in this case, that's where the coaching comes in. Put your arm around him. Hey, we're giving you the ball in this next possession. We believe in you. They've got to get this player back into the flow of the game after that back-breaking turnover that led to the defensive touchdown.
Now the try for an extra point. The kick is good. And the Colts will take a 21-7 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. Hey, total opposite so far in these first 2 possessions, scoring the touchdown in their opening drive. They gave it right back a moment ago when the fumble was returned for 6 the other way. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
And really what stands out to me the most in this first half, Mike, is just there's very little separation among these receivers downfield. The quarterback has to throw into a lot of tight windows, contested catches, and they continue to do a nice job separating the ball from the man.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. He'll let one go down the middle. And he's going to take this one all the way. 72 yards. Touchdown, Chicago.
That was a big-time answer by this offense, and they really needed him. In this game, it looked like he was starting to get away, didn't it, Mike? I mean, now it's up to their defense. Can they get a stop of their own so they can get their offense back out there, get the ball back, and try to build off this last drive?
On is Gold to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Bears draw closer here. It's 21-14. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. The Colts offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Madden. He'll look over the middle and find his running back. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike. You never go broke taking a profit. And give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
A run now on 2nd down, and he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
It's a gain of a yard, and it's 3rd down.
3rd and a yard. Searching for some kind of seed to go forward. It's not there. They get him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
Well, what looked like an advantage for the offense, Mike, facing 2nd and short now, has turned into a win for the defense. Back-to-back stops for a loss, and it brings up 4th down.
The Colts about set to punt. But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. The Bears offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. They'll begin with terrific starting field position. It gets going with 1st and 10. The drive begins with a carry by Jones. And he'll just hope to stay on his feet here, picking his way forward for a gain of about 4.
On the pickup. 2nd and 6.
From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 6. They run it once more with Jones. And a nice tackle in the open field limits the gain to only 1.
A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
It's 3rd and 4. They'll look to throw. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. A pickup of 12 yards. 1st down, Chicago.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
We spent so much time, Mike, talking about these defensive backs and their ability in pass coverage, but when you also have a defensive back that can make plays in the run game, especially behind the line of scrimmage, man, those guys are just so hard to find. That was a heck of a job here by this guy.
He'll look to throw. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
Back in the day, Mike, you know how they decided who played offense and who played defense? The guys who caught the ball better played offense, and the guys who couldn't play defense. And now, that's obviously not the case anymore. But this is one of those that still gives defensive players a bad rap.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
There's no need to do anything reckless. It's third and long. The opportunity to convert this is probably slim. So there was nothing open downfield. I think he makes the smart decision here, Mike. Avoid the negative play and throw the ball away.
The Bears send out their punt team, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. That's going to hit and continue out of bounds just inside the 20-yard line. The Colts offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll find some space, taking it for 6 out to the 26-yard line.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now, it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
They'll stick with him again. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. 14 on the pickup. That's good for a Colts first down.
And the Colts first down.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Now Manning. Quick throw here is complete. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
The slot man in motion right. Little quick pass to the receiver heading right. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. They get 15 on that game. First down, Indianapolis. To the air is Manning. This one complete right side. And he's close to another first down. This is brought down just shy of the marker.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
On second down, they run the counter. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on third down.
It's going to be third. They need 1. They'll try to get this one on the ground. And he is going to have a Colts first down. They're able to convert by plenty on 3rd and 1.
What a luxury, Mike, right? I mean, to have a guy like this that you know when you need these tough yards, you can just turn around, hand them the ball, and let him go get it. He's had some success already here in the first half, and that's a nice run to keep this drive going.
And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down. Madden. And the Colts going to be set up with first and goal. Pass play moves them down to the 1.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's first and goal.
This has been some kind of march downfield now. Can they pay it off with 6? It's first and goal. They'll try to run this one in. Trying to find a crease in that mass of humanity, but he's going to come up short.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly when that ball was going to be snapped. The offensive line had no chance to identify and pick him up, and he's able to bring him down for a loss.
And no signal as of yet. And none forthcoming. He is stopped short. And now it's third and goal.
They get away from their running back down here near the goal line, Mike. They change it up. They give the ball to their wide receiver. He gets stuffed. Not a lot of space to operate down here.
They have been stuffed twice. What will they do here on third down and goal? They'll run the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's fourth down. So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. Back for more on Super Bowl Sunday after this. Interesting decision. A field goal makes it a 2-score game. They're going to keep the hammer down and go for it on fourth and goal. That is incomplete. The defense coming up big in the red zone. It's a turnover on down. The Bears offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll need to get something positive going right away here. Ball starts inside their own 1-yard line. They'll run it with Jones to begin this drive. And he'll move it out of harm's way. A gain of 3 up to the 4-yard line.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They face 2nd down and 7. Again, it's Jones. Into the secondary. Past the 15. Up the sideline to the 40. Angling to the sideline. Inside the 35. And they won't catch him. He'll go all the way. 96 yards. Touchdown, Chicago. Wow, one of those breathtaking plays. Taking it the distance, going coast to coast. A long run pays off with a touchdown.
And Mike, what looks like a simple handoff, just trying to pick up some yards and get themselves out of the shadow of their own goalpost. He got through the initial wave, and he is gone. He takes it the length of the field for 6.
Gold now for the extra point. He knocks it through, and the Bears will even the score. It's now 21-all. So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. This one taken at the 7. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Colts offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll work in a tie game here in the second quarter and get started with 1st and 10. To throw, it's Madden. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Now the Colts will use the first of their timeouts. And they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down. Throwing now, Manning. This one not quite on target. Having too much, and that one falls incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Looking to throw here on 2nd and 10. Throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete.
3rd and long obviously isn't an ideal situation to be in offensively. It makes you very predictable, which then places a ton of stress on your offensive line and your quarterback. So they've got to start being more productive in these early downs and set themselves up for more success come 3rd down.
He'll get this out to his running back. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down. Here's the punter now, and he is hoping to improve on his first attempt. Looking up through the raindrops. No issue there, though. Fair catch, called for, and taken successfully. The Bears offense going to see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. On the ground now with Jones. He'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Now they'll set up to throw. And this is going to be caught, but they say out of bounds. So, incomplete pass.
Timing and anticipation, those are the critical elements anytime you're throwing a ball outside of the numbers. If the quarterback waits too long, Mike, that receiver just gets closer and closer to the sideline and just makes what should have been a much easier throw and catch an incomplete pass.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on 3rd down. He'll try and get there on the ground. Timeout, Indianapolis. That is their 2nd, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime. Here's their punter now. And they'll be looking for something a little better than that first effort, which he shanked. A fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And a good piece of running there. He'll get about 9 yards past the 35-yard line. The Colts will signal for their third and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Second and a yard. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. He didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up third down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
On third down, it's Manning. He'll let this one go deep down the right sideline. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Scott Hansen back with you in the studios in Orlando. We've got a close one, as we expected. No quarter given on either side. We are all tied up at the break. This one could go either way, so let's find out as they're ready for the third quarter kickoff. Send it back out to the stadium and our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Hey, Scott, thank you. Rain only intensifying now as the teams have come back out. This figures to be a wet and wild second half to come. Two quarters left in the NFL season as we decide a champion. Back underway here at the Super Bowl. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bears offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. This one tight throughout, all level at 21 as they'll search for a go-ahead score. On the handoff, Jones. And boy, tough to bring down there, fighting forward for a gain of 7.
A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3.
From the 34-yard line, here's second and 3. He runs straight ahead with Jones. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
On third down, they'll throw from the gun. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down.
At some point, you would just like to see that internal clock start to speed up. The longer the play goes on, the more vulnerable you become as the quarterback. Get rid of the ball, but no matter what, you have to avoid the sack.
The Bears sending out their punt team. The Colts offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. Both these offenses have been in form. Is the defense going to show up? Can anybody come up with a stop? All tied here in this third quarter, and it's 1st and 10. They'll put a receiver in motion right. Drive will start on the ground. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
So they go with the first down run, hoping to just get them some positive yards and get themselves into a good second down situation, but now they find themselves in second and long. So the more you give defenses the opportunity, Mike, to defend you one-dimensionally. So in this case, we're only playing you in the pass. It stresses your protection, it stresses your play caller, and ultimately, it stresses your quarterback.
Back to throw. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
But he goes nowhere. Call doesn't pan out. It's going to bring up fourth down.
And what a play by the interior of this defensive line. There was nowhere to run. He's able to get in the backfield for a big stop, and it sets up fourth down.
It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on fourth down. Here's Manning. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. And he is going to have a Colts first down. That'll wind up a gain of 11 on fourth down.
Love the idea of going for it on fourth down. Anytime you're on your opponent's side of the field, Mike, you have to take advantage of that field position. You're too long for a field goal, but you're too close to the end zone to punt it. So going for it on fourth down is definitely the right move. Now you've got to take advantage of it and don't let it go to waste. When you come across on a jet sweep, Mike, you're hoping once you get the ball, all you see is green grass and open space. Well, in this case, he had a lot of unhappy defenders waiting for him, and they're able to put him down behind the line.
Second and 11. Back to throw is Manning. They'll look to set up the screen here. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 9, and third down coming up.
It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on second down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on third down where it's a little bit more manageable.
They'll look to pick this up third and a yard. Try to pick this one up on the ground. This will not do the trick. They've stopped it behind the line. Fourth down coming up.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
So now Shane Steichen will send out the field goal unit. Officially, this will be a 43-yarder. He'll bang that one through. It's good. And the Colts will take a 24-21 lead.
Job number one on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Mike. But 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves them out in front.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. A safe kick taken at the 5. A good return as he takes it across the 30. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Jones. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
Sometimes you run all those big bodies out there, you kind of tip your hand. I always love going big jumbo personnel for a play action. In this case, they keep the ball on the ground. The defense knew it was coming, and they suffer a loss.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. He'll drop to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
A gain of 3 brings up 3rd and 10.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Oh, in trouble, and down he goes.
This offensive line has to do a better job, Mike, of communicating the protection pre-snap, especially on these key 3rd downs. The blitz overwhelms them from the jump, and now they're picking their quarterback off the ground.
So it's 4th down. They'll call on the punt team. As this drive went backwards, he's on to kick it away. Now, fair catch will be taken out near the 35-yard line. Here's the Indianapolis offense. Now as they get set to take over once more, they lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Working from the shotgun, he'll hand this one off. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and a yard. Moving the tight end right. Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off on top. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 6. That's Harrison in motion. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4, and it leads to 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
Oh, there's movement up front. That's going to make this 3rd down a lot tougher. So from 3rd and 2, back them up to 3rd and 7. And that is incomplete.
So the hope is your 1/3 down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
The Colts about to kick this one away. And it'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. On the give, it's Jones. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 21, here's 2nd down and 9. They run it once more with Jones. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. His throw left side is complete. First time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a 1st down.
At the 34-yard line.
Probably took him a little bit longer than they would have preferred, but he finally gets on the board. First catch, first touch. Here's we start the second half.
From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. Here's Jones. He finds a seam, a good run, up past the 40. Let's give him 9 on that one.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play. Looks like we have an injured Colt on that play. Without question. Something you never want to see. Especially here on Super Bowl Sunday. 3rd down and 3. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and be taken down there.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front, because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Special teams on the field, ready for this punt. Now issues here with the snap, but he just does get it away and doesn't get all of it either. The Colts offense ready for this next possession.
At their own 32-yard line.
They'll begin here on the ground. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
1st down, Indianapolis.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. And next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
Looking to throw is Madden. That's to the left side, taken in by Harrison. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line. That's good for 27 and a 1st down.
Well, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Down to the final quarter in Super Bowl 60. We'll return for the 4th from Santa Clara after this. Come out of the gun, he'll throw. Right back to Harrison. He's got him again. And the Colts are going to be set up 1st and goal. Tackle made at the 9.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
Down to the goal line. No signal. Is he in? They'll say it did not break the plane, but a real solid gain on 1st and goal. Now here's 2nd and goal. They'll go with him again. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Touchdown, Colts. A try here for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Colts will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Bears offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Here comes the screen to Jones. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
They'll look to throw. Quick throw, taken in. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules, and the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to, what they call, punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend. Typically in a third down situation like this, Mike, you're thinking pass, but give credit to this offensive play caller. He flips his tendencies upside down, keeps the ball on the ground. Not only has he got a fresh set of downs, they pick up good yardage.
And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 4. A run. It's Jones. And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Send a man in motion right. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And he's got nowhere to go. That defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th down.
So it's a pretty manageable 3rd down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use 4th down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. Slot man gonna move in motion left. That's over the middle and take it in. He's got it. And he'll indeed pick up a Bears 1st down. As this defense can't come up with the play they needed, they surrender a gain of 17 on 4th down. Here comes the jet sweep. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Looks like we have an injured Colt on that play. Without question, something you never want to see, especially here on Super Bowl Sunday. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. He'll look to throw. That's into traffic, but taken in. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
87. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Third and 7. Incomplete.
I like the idea of taking your shot there on 3rd down, pushing the ball downfield, looking for the touchdown. But now as it brings up 4th down, you're already this close. You're in field goal range, but do you keep that offense on the field and try to maintain possession and see if you can come away with 6?
And this one right down the middle. It's good. And they are indeed back within 1 score. So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board, keep possession of the ball, and have it 1st down. Now give up the middle, it's Benson. And a nice gain there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards.
It's a gain of 8.
Here's 2nd and 2. A give now. It's Jones on the zone read. And he'll fight forward. Doesn't get a hold up, but he got what he needed. It is 1st and goal coming up.
They're doing a really nice job of keeping this defense on their heels with this balanced attack. We've seen them be effective both run and pass, and right now the defense just doesn't seem to have an answer.
No handoff. He'll keep it himself. Trying to push the pile forward, but he's not going to get in. They stop him up short.
You know, Mike, early in my time in Carolina, we were kind of on the forefront of this NFL zone read revolution. Cam Newton, one of the best to ever do it. I have seen up close and personal, when you run the zone read the right way, it is a nightmare for a defense to defend.
Jones. This defense backed up, but they bring the fire there. Stop him before he can get past the 3-yard line.
Although I would have liked to have seen them throw the ball on one of the 2 prior downs, now after getting stopped twice, Mike, they haven't gained an inch on the ground. I think on 3rd down, you have no choice but to put the ball in the hands of your quarterback and see if he can make a play through the air.
They'll try and run. It's Jones. And this defense standing tall in the red zone. They stop him for no gain. And now it's 4th and goal.
That 3rd down stop, Mike, now changes the entire approach of this offense. You're thinking to yourself, all right, it's 3rd down. Let's run it on up in there. If we don't score, we still have 4th down in our back pocket. But now the defense takes you back for a loss. So what do you do now?
So now, a big spot coming here. This to get back to a 1-possession game. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And they are indeed back within 1 score.
Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot. Your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit, he does a great job here able to put that one through.
So the field goal makes it a 1-score game here in the 4th quarter as they kick it away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Colts offense ready to get back to work. Handoff here, up the middle, and he ran right through 1 tackle, fighting forward. Good gain on the ground of about 7.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for, and I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
And he's going to get it. 1st down, taking this one up past the 40-yard line.
And the Colts, 1st down.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up the 1st down.
And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll stick with him again. And he'll get it back to midfield. That's it. No gain on the play. Looks like we have an injured Colt on that play. Without question, something you never want to see, especially here on Super Bowl Sunday. This crowd into it now as we get to third down. They'll try to get this one on the ground. And a nice job. They pick it up. First down. The march continues. They're at the 41-yard line. Now, after that last play, we have an injured bear on the field. Without question, something you never want to see, especially here on Super Bowl Sunday. First and 10. They'll stay on the ground. The Bears will use one of their timeouts here, and they'll get together prior to the second down play.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. The defense uses its second timeout here. And don't forget, clock to stop when we hit the 2-minute warning as well.
33-yard line. A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
3rd and 2. Here we go. To the air is Manning. That one hauled in. It's complete. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it. Give on the ground, and he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard. Two minutes remain in Super Bowl 60. We're back to see this one wrap up. After this, it is 2nd and 9. Here's a run, going left. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
A tough spot here. 3rd and long.
Typically, I'm the first one to be screaming up here to keep your offense on the field, be aggressive and go for it. But I think at this stage of the 4th quarter, possessions are at a premium. I think you take this field goal, make it a 2-possession game, and I think now it's really hard for your opponent to have enough time to come back.
So, a big one coming for their veteran kicker. This to make it a 2-possession lead. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Now, here comes a return from the 9. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Bears offense about ready to take over once more. Here's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. That'll be swung out wide to Jones.
Complete to number 20. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 35-yard line.
Here's 2nd down. Football. The Colts have come away with the football. How about the defense getting to the quarterback, getting access to the ball, knocking it free, and coming up with the recovery?
I'd like to see the quarterback just be a little more secure with the ball, Mike. You can see he's just a little loose, especially when you're operating from the pocket. But give credit to the defender. Nice job attacking the ball, knocking it loose and recovering it, and that is a big takeaway here by this defense.
Hugs on that sideline. One final kneel down, and that will put the bow on this championship season. And the Colts have done it. They are your Super Bowl champions. So this, a well-deserved celebration down on the field. You know, Greg, it wasn't totally mistake-free, but about as solid a performance as you could hope to have on the big stage in the big game.
And to think about all the people that had their hand